My name is Dustin Goes to Hollywood, and I'm usually the puss slayer.
I'm Nathan Simmons, and I'm a Pinot Gris man myself.
Hey.
And I'm a little disappointed none of us are doing this episode in full Insane Insane Clown Posse makeup. This is the Silver Linings Playlist, a podcast that tries to find the silver lining in some of cinema's creepiest clowns.
You tried to put your whole insane clownussy into that.
I did. I got other shit on my mind, boys.
You know what it was? The cult took him over very briefly there. Much like Sarah speaking backwards.
Sure.
Putting in like a Papa John's order later on in the movie.
I changed it at the last minute. Originally, I had corpse paint written down. And I was like, damn, that would have been easier to say.
Whoop, whoop.
God. This is, the Silver Linings Playlist, a podcast that tries to find the silver lining in some of... I can't speak either.
Yeah.
What is going on?
None of us are doing well.
So it tries to find the silver lining in some of cinema's bleakest endings.
Thank you, Nathan. And
or endings where it seems they just gave up.
Yep.
Oh, so this is going to be a fun episode because
sure is.
Two of us don't seem to love this movie.
I think it's going to make for a fun conversation. I do.
Yeah, I much like my Letterboxd review, I said this movie should be called Snooze House ZZZ.
Wow.
Boring.
Got him.
Yeah, this movie, not good. Got him. What's his name? Steven Cognetti didn't care for your film, just so you know.
Calling him out by name.
I mean, well, he directed it.
Okay, well, I mean, you know what? You keep talking shit, and, I still got a few more picks at the end of the season.
I'm fully aware.
You don't want to do the 365-day sequels.
I am fully aware.
Watch yourself.
So, we have a guest joining us.
Tread lightly.
Who I know does like this movie, so let's go ahead and bring him in now.
Mm-hmm.
Please welcome back to the show, returning the groundskeeper, the receptionist, Mr. Michael Moss.
Hi, everybody.
There he is.
Oh, boy. Yeah. House LLC. Now, Mally, this is your pick. And my understanding was Moss hoisted it upon you.
Yes.
And you decided to throw it in and bring it back into the mix. So tell me why we're doing this one this week.
Cause
he seemed to enjoy it when he watched it at my apartment.
Yeah, no, Moss, we had, had a little movie night and we watched Hocus Pocus and then followed it up with House LLC.
Some similar DNA here.
Yeah. It was like near October, maybe. And I knew nothing about this, but Moss was like, don't worry, it rips. And in my opinion, sure enough, it rips.
Ooh.
Don't make a Jill Rips joke, Nathan. I see the look on your face.
I didn't do it.
But no, and then I decided, let's have some fun. Let's get Moss on a good episode, because every time Moss is a guest, it's, terrible.
You know what? I think this might be the best movie that Moss has discussed with us.
Yeah.
No. I did Shin Godzilla.
Oh, no, that's true. Okay, fair enough.
Watch your tongue, counselor.
All right.
He was just very upset by my take on Shin Godzilla.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is, you know what? This is unmistakably better than The Flash. This is unmistakably better than Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom?
Somehow this is more of a movie than The Flash is.
It is.
Somehow.
Yeah.
And I would argue this isn't much of a movie after all, but we'll get there when we get there. So Snooze House ZZZ is pretty much how I describe
coming in
this
hot.
movie. I know. But here's the thing. I just felt like I have seen this movie 1,000 different times across multiple different other movies. And it's just, I was really hoping, because I've heard good things about this thing from people that I think have pretty good film criticism takes. And I just found it lackluster. I found this movie to not be doing anything interesting or original.
To be fair, I like this movie, so it makes sense that you don't.
Yeah. I just felt like this is like Blair Witch Project transposed into a haunt. You know what I mean?
Kind of. I mean, for me, I think that and it's something that Moss was chomping at the bit to talk about this movie. Don't let his polite silence fool you now.
I'm just letting y'all talk. Don't worry.
Because my boy was like texting us in real time watching the movie last night with his funky glasses, and he was he hit on something where there are sequences here that I think are effective. There's a scene we'll talk about later involving someone covering their face with a blanket that scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
But I think my problem is that very often the sequences that work for me are then undone by either characters behaving absurdly, scenes that don't really wrap themselves up properly, or in one case, I'm going to throw this out here right now. There's two pretty well done sequences that are lit entirely by flashlight that are then undercut by all the characters having a conversation with the fucking lights turned on that they could have turned on at any time.
My problem with the movie is I found the most interesting aspects of it to be everything that was not found footage, which is the bulk of the runtime. Because I don't know, I feel like I am seeing the copy paste from other found footage movies in real time. Like, I know that, okay, well, this scene's going to be this type of scene. I know this is going to happen in the next scene. And that's just kind of what it was.
Well, the problem is, though, like found footage is both a very exciting medium because you can make movies on the cheap and you can get really creative and have that kind of like, we're making a movie, y'all energy, which I always love. I love to see a movie that feels like a bunch of people got together because they thought it would be fun to make a movie.
Sure.
And that's all over this one.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, but the where it breaks for me is sometimes when you try to go outside of found footage or you try to like spruce found footage up, then you get into some dicey territory. Like I know Dustin, I know you really liked Late Night with the Devil. I think that movie betrays its own structure several times in ways that are untenable to me. So like, I don't know, I'm very picky when it comes to found footage, I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't normally like found footage movies.
Oh, okay.
Like when Moss told me this was found footage, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I'm big on them.
Sure.
Like I love Cloverfield, love Blair Witch Project.
Well, you're just big in general, bud.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we love Cloverfield too. Don't get us wrong. Like that's one of the few found footage.
To be fair, we love Cloverfield, not
Yeah.
Cloverfield 2. Well, actually,
10 Cloverfield Lane
kind
fucks.
of fucks.
Yeah.
I like 10 Cloverfield Lane too.
Found footage horror, on the other hand, which we've done a couple of movies now that are found footage horror, it can be incredibly hit or miss. And it's funny you bring up Late Night with the Devil because I did chalk this movie up when I heard about it to being one of those direct-to-streaming horror movie garbage that floods the market. And this is not that. This
yes. And to be fair, there is a lot of that too.
Yeah, this is definitely of a quality for sure. But like, where like Late Night with the Devil, I think is like a 4-star concept that ends up being a 3-star movie.
That's fair.
I think this is like a 2-star concept for me that ends up being a 1-star movie.
And I think it's interesting that you're like, we're all comparing it to like movies that are recent. This movie's a decade old.
I know.
At this point.
That's true.
I know.
No, that's a good point.
Like this came out in 2015.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's interesting that we're comparing it to such modern things.
Yeah.
That's fine, but like it's not even the part about like the quality of the movie.
Yeah.
I think the direction is good. I think it is done as well as it can be for the most part. I think the problem is there is barely a story here and the acting is incredibly subpar. Not to mention the fact that there's barely an ounce of melanin in this movie.
Yeah.
Fair.
All these characters got I could not tell you one character name in this movie other than Sarah, who is the main character.
Paul,
Joey,
Tony, Mac, Alex.
Okay, I said I can't name these characters. I didn't say you guys could.
Just because you didn't pay attention or turn subtitles on.
I had to write down a cheat sheet. Mac is old Michael Phelps.
Okay. All right.
Paul is curly head with the camera. Alex is the Leonardo of the group. Sarah's the woman.
There you go.
Wait, like DiCaprio or Ninja Turtle?
Ninja Turtles.
Got it. Okay, just making sure.
Well, so Alex leads and Tony does machines.
There you go.
That's how it works.
That actually helps me tremendously. Like, no joke.
Oh, great. Okay, fantastic.
These guys blended. I could not tell who was who at any given time. And then, the fact that Paul, who I guess is like our POV, is literally the man behind the camera. So,
but also in front of the camera. That man turns that camera around a lot.
He sure does. And he just leaves it running when he's sleeping.
Selfish.
Paul, multiple times in this movie. I mean, there's a certain point where I was like, so every scene is just going to start with Paul being like, I'm a that's the thing you need to know about me.
Yep.
And all of his friends being like, hey, here's something about Paul. He's gross.
Yeah.
that boy.
God. Oh man. No, I found that the mystery about this movie, which is what it pioneers itself as like being the most interesting aspect, was not interesting.
Well, around the same time, when did the houses that October built come out? Because it's it's a very similar premise, just with this has ghosts added in, right?
Yeah.
The year before.
Okay. I think this is a more successful movie than that, at least.
Sure.
I was trying to like put together the timeline of the evolution here.
Well, like the movie starts off in mean, we're jumping a little bit ahead, but the movie starts off with a promising aspect of like these people try to create this haunted house on the opening night. Within like, it seems like minutes, shit went south real quick.
Yeah.
And they say, like, use a specific word multiple times. What happened is unexplainable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's not true.
You're telling me you're not going to let me know.
But that's not true because we have words for these things. It's either cults or ghost. It's one of the two. You know what I mean?
Wait, why are you holding a red Sharpie like you're fucking grading papers over there? What is this?
This is my notes. I just cross them out as I'm going through them to make sure I don't repeat myself. But yeah, we have words for those things. So it's not unexplainable.
Right.
And it's also just par for the course for movies like this, where, much like you said, Nathan, they just kind of at the end. Like, they just kind of give up and whimper out of the credits.
My hot take, maybe it's not a hot take. When I'm watching a found footage horror movie, I don't necessarily need a lot of plot, because I think part and parcel of why that's exciting is, here's a videotape we found from something we can't explain. So if it's a long chase, or a series of scary events, as long as it's like well acted, I can probably hang with it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I couldn't hang with it, because I felt the acting in this thing was incredibly subpar.
Sure.
Again, I think that's just the budget and the fact that it is just a bunch of people and their friends getting together and making a movie, and I applaud them for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can tell. One of my favorite shots in the movie is when the firefighters are loading the bodies out on a stretcher, and these are the most we went to ask folks at Hot Topic to put on firefighter outfits. It's like my favorite shot in the movie.
Yeah, I felt like to say something positive about the movie. I do, like you said, I do appreciate that aspect of let's get together and make a movie, and I'm very happy.
I mean, I'm in community theater. I would be betraying my roots if I didn't say, "Way to go, champs!"
It's exactly how I feel about the guy behind the Terrifier franchise.
Sure.
I think his movies are dog shit, but I am so happy for him carving out his own way in this indie filmmaking world.
And I'm happy for that cast, because they seem like well-adjusted, great people.
Yeah, I'm happy for their success, for sure. I just do not like your product at all.
Says the man wearing a Slipknot t-shirt.
You're right. You're right.
I think this one's a good example because it did spawn a fairly successful franchise.
Sure.
Like they got picked up by Shudder, and I think the most recent one is probably the best out of all of them.
That's what Mally was saying, which
Origins fucking rules.
Can I just skip to that one, or is there
honestly, you absolutely can.
Might throw it on after this.
Honestly, yes, but I would strongly recommend you watch the third one because it gets batshit insane at the end.
Okay.
Wait, how many are there?
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You can legitimately skip the second one and you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
The second one is the most pointless. I text because I think the next day after watching this one, I watched the second one at home and texted Moss. I was like, what? This movie's pointless. Like, what the fuck? It's literally beat for beat rehash of this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then in the third movie, like the first one comes into play, and obviously the events of the third one come into play, and they just ignore the second movie.
Wow.
Completely.
Yeah, almost entirely.
So JT, to answer your question, because I found this out while I was grocery shopping today and almost fell to my knees in the middle of Aldi. There are 5 of these movies in this franchise.
Well, 4 and the 5th is coming out this October.
Yeah.
And guess what? Me and Moss, we're going to be fucking seated for number 5.
But how do you make a sequel to this, let alone fucking 4 of them? Like,
They only made this for $25,000.
Yeah,
That's why.
The story is over, right?
No, there's a lot of things they never address in this movie.
Oh, at the end of the episode, please allow Moss and I to recap the sequels for you.
I'm into this.
Holy shit.
I'm into this.
All right.
Oh my God, yes.
Well, I guess let's wait around no further. Let's get into the info dump for House LLC.
I mean, good for them for being a limited liability company, because there's a lot of fucking blood on their hands.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the liability is the most underlined word here in this fucking name. So yeah, as we mentioned, the year is 2015. This movie's a decade old. I feel like I just heard about it like 2 or 3 years ago. But the director is Stephen Cognetti. The film stars Ryan Jennifer Jones, Danny Bellini, Gore Abrams, good name.
Fuck yeah.
Jared Hacker, also a pretty good name.
Sick.
Adam Schneider and Alice Balk. The budget unknown and the gross unknown. So
Tracks and tracks.
it has a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Second highest of the franchise.
Yeah.
Am I also making this up that they did a like an actual haunted house based on the Hell House series. Like
You'd
they
have
were like,
to.
come do the Hell House like interactive experience.
You'd have to. That's money on the table, if not.
Dude, I'm upset I missed that. What the fuck, Moss?
So the way it worked was the house that they use in the film
Yeah,
is an actual haunted house attraction.
Yeah.
that's perfect.
And so they just kept some of the props there
Yeah.
and themed it around it, but they didn't really have to do all that much work because it was how it is in the movie is basically how it is in real life.
I would hope they have more than 3 scare actors, two of whom are paid to be stationary.
I would presume that they have more scare actors,
Yeah.
but just the layout of the house is basically exactly the same.
I love that.
Yeah, the woman who runs the real life haunted house actually was the production designer on this. So
Yeah.
do you want to just come help us out? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is built-in production design already.
Yeah. This house is a fucking maze.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
before we get into the trailer, I do want to ask, how do we feel about haunted houses? I feel like this has never come up before on the show.
I love a haunted house.
Yeah.
I love a haunted house as well.
Love a haunted house.
I like them. I like the kitschy value of them. I cannot sanction or participate in one of those full contact haunted houses where they're like, sign a waiver to come in.
Those are the fucking best,
really?
bro.
Oh, wow.
I can't do those.
Dude, we went to one that was it was in my like every like October when I was little, my mother, who I blame for so many things, would take we would go to these like haunted, like we would do one night and just hit up like 5 haunted houses,
God damn.
like going from county to county and shit.
Mhm.
But I remember there was one that was put on by a fucking Catholic church. That was one of the most terrifying ones I've ever been to.
Holy shit.
So many jokes.
The end of the haunted house. So the priest just comes in and starts touching you.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah. So and the answer is no, I wasn't.
So we had to like you have to crawl through this tunnel, right?
Oh boy.
And it's a dark tunnel.
Yeah.
Is it moist?
And then halfway through they turn the lights on
You're like, I'm in a whale.
and
What the
it's
fuck are they doing in Indiana?
the fucking sides of the tunnel are like clear plastic and there's just like zombies beating on the fucking sides.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
And it's terrifying. And then there was one we went to that was a haunted corn maze, and it was a waiver one.
Oh.
Like they would chase you, they could grab you, like they could only hold
They could put
you.
the corn anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. On the cob, off the cob, up the cob.
Shuck you up, man.
Like they couldn't like hold you, but like they could grab you.
Yeah.
And kiss you. And
Caress you.
And it started like fucking raining halfway through.
Yeah.
So we were doing this haunted house in the cornfield in the rain at like midnight.
oh,
Man.
It was awesome.
I mean, that's the dream, right? Like the smell of wet corn in October.
Oh man, that takes me back, son. Just like home.
I'm so glad you guys have good times with haunted houses. I find them to be insufferable.
My wife
His wife.
hates them. She will not go into a fucking haunted house with me.
Oh.
Maybe me and her can hang out there because I equate all haunted houses to relatively the same thing. There's a checklist. There's strobe lights. There's poor lighting, fog
I
machines.
do hate the strobe lights, but I have epilepsy, so
royalty-free spooky music.
Yeah.
And then the bane of the haunted house experience for me is they all end up doing the same thing. And Universal Studios for their Halloween Horror Nights is notorious for this.
they don't have the rights to Bane.
You're absolutely correct. The thing that they do that I find insufferable is they just hire people to hide behind corners and curtains and just And I'm like, that's it?
Wait, so hang on. Dark, strobe lights,
Burn.
and copyright-free spooky music. So it's my apartment in Halloween is all you're saying? Like,
That's why I'll come over to your house, man.
Creepy people hide behind corners.
yeah, it's all tracks.
We went to Halloween Horror Nights not that long ago, JT and Priscilla and I, and correct me if I'm wrong, JT, but every single one of them boiled down to we're going to have strobe lights, we're going to have fog machines, and people are going to jump out from behind curtains, and that's essentially what you do.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Halloween Horror Nights kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It blows so hard.
And they did that Alice Cooper house a few years ago, and I was like, what do the scare actors do? Yell problematic things about the trans community? Like, what?
and how much everyone's pizza and he's going to eat them. And
They hit golf balls at you and yell, "I'm 18." And then they show up at your house at 7 a.m. to audition for your record label, even though you meant 7 p.m.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, Frank Zappa told them to come by his house at 7, and they thought he meant 7 a.m. So
Hell
they
yeah.
showed up at Frank Zappa's house at 7 a.m. in Laurel Canyon in like 1968.
Amazing.
And he just came downstairs like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "You said 7." He's like, "I meant fuck it, play."
they're prompts, if nothing else. Yeah, I did go to one haunted house once where like they could chase you. It wasn't just the house. It was the house, the backyard, the front yard, out in the woods kind of thing. Literally people with chainsaws with the chain taked off. You had to crawl through like a junk car to get to the other side as they would like.
Hell yeah.
That's fine, but I also feel like you get one of those a year maybe. Like I can't be doing this shit in March.
In this economy with my knees.
There was another one we went. It was our last haunted house every year. It was in a town not too far from us. It was in an old elementary school that had been closed,
Okay.
and it was strictly clown themed.
This was the Catholic Church one that they put on?
No,
Was it fucking clown school?
Honk honk. Or was it say cloud policy? Was it whoop whoop?
Was there a justification for all the clowns?
It was clown school, Nathan.
Okay, I was right. Okay, great. I'm just checking.
Idiot.
So when I was younger, I grew up in Houston, Texas. So there's a place called Phobia.
That's the town hall. But keep going.
Phobia was just out in the middle of the woods. And I was like, I'm not fucking doing that as a child.
By the way, you should not be doing that as a child.
No,
I met my lovely wife.
His wife.
his lovely wife.
And she was like, let's go to Halloween Horror Nights. I love my wife.
Yeah.
And she took me and we did the regular ticket. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. And then the next year, I splurged for the skip the line ticket.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I was like, now this is good.
Yeah.
This is good shit.
Yeah.
So we did, that year was The Shining House.
Nice.
American Werewolf in London. Those were great.
I went that year too. That was actually a good year.
Yeah. Last year I thought kind of sucked. It was Quiet Place, which is, I think works better as a movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Quiet Place and a haunted house are two things that gel well together.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a haunted house that's dead silent?
Around every corner, someone jumps out and just shushes you.
It's just John Krasinski popping out of corners.
Just looking at the camera.
Yeah, that Jack Ryan show apparently doesn't pay him enough.
All right, fellas. Well, let's hop on over to the trailer and see how they marketed this thing.
Can't wait, because I haven't seen this.
What happened that night at the Abaddon Hotel? What is that? It's everything.
Here's my bag of tapes that I kept in my ghost room. Spoilers.
So you have no idea what's on them.
How beautiful is this?
Hell House.
I love that they keep the restaurant sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The owner was like, you guys not taking that down for your movie. Sorry.
Here we go. What was that? I don't know.
A pull quote from webwombat.com.
We talked about this.
The pinnacle of film criticism.
I'm honestly shocked Nathan's not quoted in this trailer.
He was like, Hell House is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Did we have?
It'll make you believe a house is hell.
Are you sure?
I wish the whole trailer was the dude with the mustache. The one talking head, that super sassy guy.
Oh, yeah.
Love him.
The one who looks like Dutch from Red Dead Redemption.
I was going to say he looks like Chef Boyardee, but go off.
Start sleeping there. That
Chef Boyardee.
Ew.
You heard that right?
Is that the Michael Phelps guy?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, that's definitely Michael Phelps.
Old Michael Phelps.
We have no business being here. Alex is more.
This trailer doesn't need to be 2.5 minutes, I will say.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, they just give away most of the movie there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, wow, it really does. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was the whole movie. Oh, even this part.
Terror films.
You know what this is? I'm just now realizing. This is basically like, because in every VHS movie in the anthology series,
Yeah.
there's always one.
It's the wraparound story as a film.
Or I was gonna say there's always one that's like clearly the worst one.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then they just stretch that out for 90 minutes. Like this would be alongside like Safe Haven for VHS 2, and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about Hell House. Safe Haven's on. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's not fair because Safe Haven's like the greatest short
Fucking
film of all
rules.
time. Like, it's so good. Not the greatest, but I love it.
It fucking rules. And also what rules, this movie immediately starting. No production cards or nothing. We
Yeah.
get right into the fucking fray. I love that.
Love it.
I mean, it's better than fucking Joe Rips that had like 27 fucking production cards.
Yeah.
We were 20 minutes into the movie before we made it through them.
I wonder who put that movie on the schedule. Anyways.
This was better than Joe Rips, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh,
was.
yeah. This is a movie. I'll tell you that. So there's at least that part of it.
Hey, that motherfucker played all the way through, didn't it?
my first note, and I know we're skipping a little bit ahead into the movie, but we can come back
Uh-oh.
because my first note is, speaking of movies, how do we feel about Hitch? Is that a good movie? Because they ask about it in the film.
Sure.
Let's ask John. Can we call him John?
Yeah, actually, you know what? We can.
Yeah.
We can. I'll call him right now.
Because they talk about they're trying to. He's asking her a trivia question about I Am Legend. It's
Yeah.
clearly about I Am Legend. She goes, "Is it Hitch?" Oh, we are calling John.
Oh, we are actually calling him.
Yeah, why not?
Make sure he doesn't answer on his work phone.
He usually does answer me.
Please go straight to voicemail.
It might.
I was about to say, like, what a dick for not answering, but I wouldn't answer if you called me either.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right, well,
Here's what's going to be really funny. JT, now you call him and see how quickly he picks up.
There we go.
Okay.
I like this idea.
This is a good fucking bit.
Oh, we are doing it. Okay.
Yeah, Hitch. I think I saw it one time on like FX because it was one of those movies that just they had in rotation.
I have no memory of that movie.
It went in one ear and out the other. I don't remember it either.
I've seen it a few times, yeah.
I recall Fantastic Four on FX a lot.
Oh, yeah.
There was a bundle of movies at FX.
Say that again.
Fantastic Four on FX.
Got it.
Cut to credits. There you go. So yeah, I guess the setup for this thing
Right.
is it's a documentary, quote unquote, about
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
wow, Hauser. I can't believe, you know
The
what?
greatest tragedy of all time.
God, I can't believe it.
All right, now the fun part was who does he call
Who
back
does he
first?
call back?
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
He's busy fighting one of his multiversal variants right now.
That's right.
Oh,
Dang.
oh, look who's
Wow.
calling. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
So I had a quick question for you. We're recording the podcast right now, and we're talking about the movie House LLC. Did you ever see that?
House LLC?
Yeah, the horror movie, the found footage one.
No.
Okay, well that's besides the point.
What about Hitch?
Have you seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith?
Fuck yeah.
So I have one question for you, and it's this: is Hitch a good movie?
It's an incredible movie.
Incredible movie. Okay,
I told you.
That's high praise.
that's all we need to know.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.
All right, love you, man. Bye. Well, there you have it, folks.
He said, "Hell yeah."
He's not wrong.
Okay, so I hope he calls me back.
Ask him the same question if he
And I'm
calls
asking
you.
the same.
Yeah, so a Hitch, certifiably, it's a good movie. There you go. But yeah, so there was this
crying.
incident at a haunted house where some shit happened. No one knows why. A bunch of people died, mostly people involved in the production of this haunted house.
Sure.
And so it's almost like a true crime thing that you would see on like Hulu or you know, Discovery Channel, whatever.
But there's no like documentation of what happened. There's all these dead bodies and the police are just like, who's to say?
Yeah. Like, oh.
I don't fucking know.
They're like, somebody should figure it out. It's not us, but somebody.
Something malfunctioned.
And they do manage to track down two people who worked at the haunted haunted house, a guy named Joey who hung himself immediately after talking to them.
Justice for Joey.
And a woman named Sarah who, spoiler alert, is a ghost.
Yep.
But I guess has a phone number that they reached her at.
She reached her in the underworld. Also, no justice for Joey. Joey got what was fucking coming to him about how he goes out at the end of this movie. In case you forgot, Joey deserves it.
He's the Mark Wahlberg of the Hell House crew.
Damn.
If he had stayed, it wouldn't have gone down like that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll never know. That's history unwritten.
Where was Joey on 9/11?
The movie has some pretty good production quality in terms of these talking head interviews.
Yeah.
There's like this journalist that went into the fortified building after it was closed down and was like, I went into the building, but I didn't go into the basement. There's nothing that could have got me to go into the basement. It was too creepy.
No, I loved that. Yeah.
That part's good. See, all this stuff I think is great. The fake news broadcast, the talking heads, all this stuff is actually of a fairly good quality.
I'm obsessed with the dude with the mustache who's like throwing shade about how like shitty the videos are. He's like, I mean, we've all seen the YouTube clip and heard the police call, but like, what are we supposed to do with that?
Twirls mustache.
Yeah, to his credit, I mean, the YouTube video we see is like someone, you know, like those early days of like where YouTube, where people would strap phones to their chest and then go through like Disney World rides.
Go to the suicide forest.
Go to the suicide forest, find a body, you know, as you do.
Yeah.
But no, like they would just film like the tour. Like,
Yeah.
and it's a person like following with his girlfriend or whatever, going through the tour, and like immediately shit happens. Like they go into the basement, people are running out as they're going down.
The shot of the basement stairs already like flooded with people and they have to, I think that is genuinely effective.
Yeah.
And it also like, I mean, it, not to get too heavy here, but like it immediately recalls footage you've seen of like active shooter situations
Sure.
or like other, you know, other kinds of, you know, tragedies. Like it is like a visceral gut punch when you see that shot, I think.
Yeah, no, the incident itself is well done for what it is.
Yeah,
because it's also like this house is very compact
Yeah.
in terms of like the walls are very close together. So like when you bunch all these people in there, this thing's a fire code hazard.
Oh yeah.
To the next level.
Hell House? More like OSHA violations house.
Got him.
Got his ass.
Zing.
We spent a solid hour just texting Hell House alternate titles to each other.
Moss could not contain himself last night. He was just blowing up a store about alternate titles for this movie.
I'm trying to split them up throughout the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is my bit.
Yeah, well, so they're driving there and they run out of gas and have to stop at the Shell House.
That one I improved upon.
That was one of yours. Yeah,
They can't get any phone signals, so the Alexander Graham Bell house isn't really doing too much for you.
I need some fucking gas from the Shell House after driving away from the Hell House.
There you go.
Well, so whatever you don't get through, we'll just have a segment at the end of all of your alternate titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, just run them through it.
I got so scared I shit my pants and it turned into a smell house.
God, this is the worst bit for sure.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll have the tell-all house afterwards.
But yeah, no, it is a genuinely effective moment where like, because there are those moments where you're in a crowd and like if someone starts screaming or running in one direction, there is like this almost immediate herd mentality that kicks in. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know what I'm running from or what I should be afraid of, but that person, I'm just going to follow them and see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how this is of like, yeah, people going downstairs, people coming upstairs. No, there's the shaky cam footage, of course, that you've come to know with found footage stuff. And
Although to be fair, if you see someone running away and you notice they're wearing a Slipknot shirt, he's probably just running from like a shower.
that's right. I mean, Nathan said it best. Smell House LLC over here.
Well, absolutely.
Deodorant.
But yeah, so it comes to that this character, Sarah, who was, again, as Nathan called her, the woman of the group.
I mean, that's her function in the plot is like that they worry about her, but not enough to find out why she's possessed.
Yeah.
Why is she talking to that statue?
And Paul feels bad for her, but he also, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She managed to survive the incident. She was part of the group that put on the haunt, and she wouldn't give interviews to anyone. And this is like months later, I think, right?
Yeah, this is a couple of years later, right?
Gotcha. Okay. So she finally agrees to talk to this journalist on camera. Right off the bat, I mean, even for someone that went through this, Sarah's not okay.
She's asked, "How are you doing?" And her answer is, "I'm in a better place now." And I was like, "Oh, okay, she's dead."
Yeah.
I've seen movies.
And so she has this bag of tapes as we see in the trailer, and she drops them on the desk and she's like, here you go. And so this is then the movie is presented as through the function of this is a AE or a logger or whatever going through the footage. Luckily, it's in sequential order and everything's synced up to audio. It's perfect for him.
Well, no, I think this is meant to be the final documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like Mitchell, the guy that takes the tapes and is going through them, he's one of the main characters in the second one.
Yeah.
The guy that's never seen on camera in this movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's pretty handsome in the second movie.
Yeah, now I gotta see this fucking second movie.
He a good-looking cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the second one, the main character is like him, an investigative journalist, and a magician.
Oh, Spell House LLC.
And a government official.
Oh, right. Yes. The government gets involved in too.
I am upset that the way the schedule worked out, that we couldn't do House and then Hell House right after. I thought that would have been a good juxtaposition.
Followed by Roadhouse.
If only. And then, cap that off with The Road. Just bring it full circle.
Hell yeah.
Long demanded movie on this show. It's going to happen eventually.
It's so funny.
It's so fucking funny.
It's the funniest fucking movie I've ever seen.
Best comedy ever.
And I want to say, like, so we've got all this voiceover from Diane, the interviewer, and this is the part of the wraparound stuff that does not work for me.
Wait, hang on. DC, are you drinking like fucking melted black licorice? What the fuck was that?
I'm drinking tire juice.
You got some goops.
Is that from Mater?
Is that fucking WD-40?
Is that the drink of the movie?
Are your knees that bad?
Hey, man, they don't squeak no more, I'll tell you that.
The interviewer's voiceover is so, like, uninterested. Like there's one bit where she goes, "No one will answer any of our questions." Like the way she says it made me laugh so hard.
She is such a fucking mean girl.
She is.
This interview lady is a mean girl. But yeah, so the story is that these people put on a house in New York, in Queens, I think they say, and that didn't work out so well.
Which, I mean, that's a horror. That's a horror movie right there.
Right.
And so they decide to go kind of further out of the city, and they buy up this abandoned hotel, which we'll come to find out more about it later.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, we get a little bit of a backstory about it, but not. Yeah, you're right. But they renovated.
They don't renovate a goddamn thing.
They put lights in it. I will say that.
Yeah.
They do put electricity in it.
They put lights in it. They do put lights. I guess that counts as a renovation.
And hopefully a shower.
I would hope.
Running water.
Nah.
This Smell House.
Did you not notice they were all wearing Slipknot t-shirts?
Yeah, they're all Slipknot
Wow.
fans.
That's incredible.
I have to call into question the fact that I didn't see a single cuck chair in this hotel.
That's true.
Not a single cuck chair.
Well, to be fair, the camera footage is moving so fast, it would be easy to, not be able to see it in that swish pan.
Wait, Moss, are you listening to this season or not? Because this comes up a lot.
Sure does.
Okay, to be fair, the beds are mattresses on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, the cuck chair is just the floor.
There you go.
How is this a real hotel if there's no fucking cuck chair?
Maybe that's why it got shut down. It was like, sir, you're not legally a hotel.
It's not a hotel anymore, Moss.
Yeah, but it's abandoned. The chair should still be there.
Yeah, it's not Hotel House LLC.
I'd imagine Moss actually complains to like the hotel management. Where's my cook?
Sir, there's no cook chair in my room.
Excuse me, sirs and madams.
Moss the type of guy to go to Hell House and fucking try to order room service.
The weekend of DC's wedding, that's all we fucking heard was Moss downstairs, where's my cuck chair?
Where's my goddamn cook chair?
He was like J. Jonah Jameson demanding pictures of Spider-Man.
I think that's why this place shut down, is they're like, you're not legally a hotel anymore because there's no cook chair available.
I said full service.
Andrew Tully was such a religious fundamentalist. He was like, no cuck chairs.
Oh man, that hotel was so nice.
Oh, fuck you.
All right, moving on.
Anyway, so they say they're going to hire these local actors to play like the characters in The Haunt.
That they meet at a gas station.
Yeah.
Or sorry, they meet at the Shell House.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The character that is basically TJ Miller for this movie is Paul, who also has curly hair, just like TJ Miller. And Paul...
It's all bits and it's all creep.
all creep.
Like, I hate him. And everyone around him is like, oh yeah, we got to find at least one girl that Paul can sleep sleep with. Like they say that. It's nuts.
We got to recruit.
Well, going all the way back to our Halloween 3 episode. At one point, they bring in this girl, Melissa, who's going to be the girl that gets tied up at the bottom of the basement.
I know where you're going with this.
Oh, God.
He hits on her aggressively.
For like 4 scenes.
And then afterwards, he goes, oh, by the way, how old are you? And I'm like, that's never a good sign.
Nope.
That's the first thing you ask.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about how badly the Queen's haunted house went. And like their biggest complaint is that the guy playing
the Led Zeppelin haunt.
is the guy that played Lucifer had like a Queen's accent. They're like, hey, you want to go to Lucifer's cabin? And I was like, look, I would go to Lucifer's cabin.
I would go to that. I would go to that shit.
I love how they complain about it like they're not the ones that fucking
They hired him.
I know. There's also parts of this movie too where like it cuts in and out of the found footage stuff to do more talking head stuff and then more like B-roll and stuff. But there is like, as one character is talking about like what happened there is a cutaway scene to the guys playing football that feels exactly like The Room.
Yeah.
Like the way it's choreographed and everything.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
Intentional homage.
There you go.
I was also cracking up at like, there's also a one thing where like they'll occasionally see a monster in the background, and presumably Mitchell, once he edited this all together, was just like, oh, they missed this. I'm gonna slow it down so you see this monster here.
And put a stinger under there. We're gonna do a slow zoom in so you know that you see it.
But also like he's gonna keep the footage of, like Ashley at one point was like, who the fuck is filming the moon? And they're gonna keep that shot in the documentary.
That's the thing though, like when you do found footage stuff, the easiest thing to do, and I feel like it's the thing you have to avoid doing, is just drawing attention to this creepy thing in the background. Like, I mean, I know it's not found footage, but one of the most powerful aspects of like, and I know the comparison's unfair, but like Hereditary.
Oh, sure.
When you go back and watch it the second time, you see all of the cult members in the shadows in the background and stuff. Yeah. But you don't draw attention to it because it makes it for a more scarier experience.
And I know you're lampshading it, but like that is like saying, the difference between Good Burger and Casablanca is
but it's like you kind of avoid drawing attention to it because then it undercuts exactly what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when we talk about Paranormal Activity movies on the show. When they do the bassy rumble right before a scare, it's like you're telegraphing exactly what you want to get out of the audience.
Right.
DC, I get what you're saying. Like, like I don't need to mention Nathan's shirt. We can all see it.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. I get it.
Oh, it's screaming.
Completely unrelated, but do you think Humphrey Bogart ever had orange soda?
I hope so.
If not, he would have been at Kale's house. He was setting you up, and I
forgot. I forgot that was one of mine.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Frankly, Scarlett, this shit is delicious.
Frankly, Scarlett, this shit is fire.
One of the other actors they hire is this guy named Joey. And Joey is really proficient at doing the thing that I find disgusting, which is the eyeball thing.
Pulls his own eyeball out?
Yeah.
It's real.
He raises the stakes from Ace Ventura 2.
My favorite thing about Joey is they talk about hiring some muscle and then they hire the biggest fucking goon ever.
They hire fucking Badger from Breaking Bad over here.
I don't like the engorging eye thing. I think it's fucking gross. I never want to see it.
I have written down that the eye trick is fucking sick.
Literally.
The dichotomy here that is incredible. Like, that's on display.
But they hire 3 scare actors. One of them greets people at the door and lets them inside. One of them is chained up. And the other one has to sit in the corner, much like he's in a cuck chair, dressed in a clown costume in case someone accosts the other actor. So is everything else in the house automated? What is the plan? Also, who the fuck is the bartender from the opening of the movie? Because Paul was supposed to play the bartender.
Could tell you.
Oh, wait, they don't have a cuck chair. They have a cuck basement.
Yeah. I was going to say, if we're going to put these elements into place here, Joey is kind of being cucked because the audience are the ones that get to come through and interact with Melissa being chained up.
That's right. And he can't do anything.
He can't do a fucking thing but sit there and watch.
Yeah, now I do want to watch the movie again.
He does hold the key.
Oh my god, he's the cuck clown.
The cuck clown. LLC.
The Mark Wahlberg of cucks.
But did you say Margaret Wahlberg?
That's his sister, you know?
Margaret Wahlberg.
There you go. Substance 2 coming your way. They even do the scene for the Blair Witch where Sarah is standing in the corner.
Won't be the same this time because he's there.
And she's speaking clearly in reverse English, and it's just her talking later on in the documentary.
The subtitles on Shudder said "speaking a foreign language," and I was
that
like,
was my favorite fucking thing about it.
God,
no, she's literally like, Agent Cooper.
Man, but yeah, so what it is they all decide they're going to stay at this place. Big mistake right away.
Oh,
if
terrible.
you don't have a bed, don't stay here.
Wait a minute. They live there rent-free in New York. Okay?
I'd sleep in the van.
Upstate New York.
Yeah.
Upstate New York.
Yeah, white people love to spend the night in a haunted house.
They sure do.
Because they go downstairs and it's oops all Bibles in the basement. So like
That's right.
they're probably safe, right?
That's right. And I do like that they do lampshade it a little bit because they're like, why are there all these Bibles here? They're like, why are there all these Bibles here? And Sarah's like, it's a hotel. They have Bibles.
Yeah, but not arranged in a circle in the basement.
They also have cuck chairs, and those aren't there.
See, that's why this hotel went under. Huge surplus of Bibles, nothing into the cuck chair budget. That's the problem.
Oh, man.
What the fuck was wrong with Andrew Tully?
Where am I supposed to read my Bible if I don't have a cuck chair?
That's what happened. You know what? There was an accounting error. Somebody budgeted wrong. They meant to order one batch of Bibles and they got 100 and 0 cuck chairs.
Oops, all Bibles is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
It's pretty good.
I'm glad you like that.
So the way it plays out, it's almost like a Paranormal Activity movie where like they're like, oh, things are normal during the day. We're planning out the haunt and everything, and then at night, spooky shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's in the corner talking to herself. There's a piano that plays itself and things like that.
Again, my house in October. I don't.
But the part that I feel like is maybe the most effective scene in the movie is Paul does his confessionals in his bed. Not a sentence I like saying out loud.
What's wild is every time he wakes up, it's like there's multiple times where we see him wake up on camera, so he's just letting it roll while he's sleeping.
Yep.
This camera's got a lot of fucking battery.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get that B-roll, baby.
But he wakes up and there's clearly a dead ghost in the corner, or I guess not a dead ghost, an alive ghost in the corner.
Right.
That he doesn't see, but we see.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives this confessional. He turns, he sees her, he freaks out and hides under the covers. And it's basically a game of like weeping angels where like he pulls up the cover and she's a little bit closer. He goes back under, pulls up the cover, she's closer.
Cool.
Look, this is such a primal fear kind of thing, like
Sure.
something that is like baked in when you're a child. Like this worked for me. I think this scene's genuinely scary.
It's probably the best scene in the movie, but the way I would punch the absolute shit out of a ghost, this girl would have got her world rocked.
Your hand just goes through it.
That's fine. I still would have tried.
We also, around this time, we also find out that the architect of the hotel was basically like an Ivo Shandor type from Ghostbusters, where he's just like, I'm building this fucked up hotel so I could channel all my spooky shit.
Oh, God, just that dude has a scene in the second movie. Holy fuck.
It's so good.
Oh,
it's so good.
Did I hear that it's like an insane over-the-top performance or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I might have to watch this second one.
That man ate.
Yeah.
See, now, y'all say that this is one I'm supposed to skip. But the more you talk about it, the more it makes me want to watch it.
Yeah.
You need to watch all three, if I'm being honest. Like
All four.
God damn it.
All three before Origins.
Yeah, like you can skip from one straight to Origins, but it does. I think it makes the Origins one even better if you watch the full trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the cult should have at the end when they came out before Joey ran away just said, "Are you a god?"
You say yes. There's also, before Paul gets killed, there's a long sequence where he's just walking around the house doing bits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you don't walk around your fucking house doing bits, Nathan?
Absolutely, but then I don't expect people to pay to see it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This whole podcast is us doing bits.
Silver Linings Patreon, $1 a month. Enjoy, assholes.
I spent the entirety of the movie last night just texting bits.
Yep. But yeah, Paul is that guy that is like hanging around while everyone's doing actual work, doing bits, and then getting paid equal amounts, and it just drives everyone up the fucking wall.
Right.
They have these mannequins that are just random clowns, and one of them is like the poster child of this franchise, and it's like being moved around the house without people actually moving it, and things like that.
I do like some of the bits with that, like when Paul sees it looking down the stairs and then looks back at it and it's looking at him. That got me.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
See, those moments are great because they don't draw too much attention to it. There's
Yeah.
not a stinger. They don't freeze frame and then slow zoom in on it.
Oh, fuck. What the fuck?
This guy does look like Carl Havoc. It's like bleeding from the eyes.
I got too much shit on me.
I do like the scene right after that where they're all watching the footage and they're just like, fuck you, Paul. You did like I love they just immediately turn on Paul.
I really enjoyed that. They were like, oh, the guy who was acting like an asshole the whole time probably did this.
Yeah.
Well, it's a scene that you would expect from a lot of horror movies. If you're filming it, just watch the footage back and see. Like that is a good moment. And then I do like, that they can't amount it to anything, so they just chalk it up to this dude being a piece of shit.
They get in this huge argument, and Alex is basically like the mayor from Jaws. He's like, we can't shut this down. We're not fucking leaving.
Yeah.
There is added context to why they can't leave.
In the sequels or in the
In the
director's?
sequels.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention there is a director's cut if you watch that.
See, I did, and it only added more questions.
Okay.
The director's cut's pointless. Like all I remember being different is they added one scene that's Paul and Mac maybe hanging up some skeletons and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think one of them leaves. And then another door opens.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's weird. And then the other guy comes back. He's like, why'd you open that door? He's like, I didn't. And that's the extra scene. And then at the end, there's an added shot of Melissa falling into like a portal.
Yeah.
But if you watch the scene.
Not like that. Not like that, Nathan. Not like, it's like Drag Me to Hell, like a hole opens up.
Yeah.
Not like a... She's not shell or whatever.
What did you think I thought?
Portal. Like,
Nathan's face.
When you watch that shot, it dawned on me this morning when I was watching it. It just like this hole explodes in the ground, but the framing of it just makes it look like she farts so hard that the ground explodes below her.
The effect is not good. The effect's not good.
It's not good.
That's great. Oh, I want to watch that.
The effects don't get better.
The effects get worse.
In my mind, when Nathan heard Portal, he imagined
Like Rick and Morty.
Well, Melissa falling through it and then coming out from the top of the screen and just building up velocity as she's falling.
Oh, I love that. Getting faster.
That would have been better.
That would be awesome.
No, so that was my question about the director's cut is this movie feels like there's stuff missing because they get into this big argument and one of them quits, like Mac or Tony quits, right? Like one of them quits and the other, like Mac is like, hey, you got to stay. Listen to what I have to say. You have to hear this. Then you cut to them sitting in a field.
Yeah.
And Tony's talking to himself saying, Mac's right. I can't leave.
Yep.
And then they sit next to each other and there's like this quiet conversation where he's like, you knew, but you didn't tell me. We never find out why.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm so confused.
Nathan, I will let you know there is no explanation. There's not a missing scene.
Nope.
There's nothing like that. The director even said, he's like, I have an idea of what it is, but I don't want to say. I'm like, dude, you can't play this mysterious shit that hard.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Make one movie.
Stay tuned for Hell House 5.
That's the other thing. I mean, I was reading the interview with him where he was like, there was so much left unsaid because I already had a trilogy in my head. And I was like, make one movie. Make one movie.
Make one movie good.
Sometimes movies can be a movie.
But Moss, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't find anything out about that conversation in the others, right?
I mean, I feel like it's a little bit implied by one of the scenes we get in, I think it's the second movie.
Oh, I know. Okay, you're right.
What if it's like, he's got cancer, man. This is the last thing it was his Make-A-Wish. We gotta do it.
It's much dumber than that.
Much dumber than that.
There's the bit where they cut back to Mustache Guy. And it's my favorite bit of dialogue in the movie because he says, you know, Alex, he was worried about the company, his company. The company he created.
Yeah.
You know, there was a bond there. And I was like, yeah, like I know Alex is in charge of hell. I guess it's because he sunk all their money into it. Is that the explanation?
That's what I was thinking.
It's dumber than that.
Yeah, it's dumber than that. The best part of that scene, Nathan, that you're talking about, is like, he's like, you know, him and Sarah had been together forever. Him and Matt grew up together. Tony and Paul were his first employees. I'm like, they're the only employees.
Right.
What are you talking about?
They act like this group of people that have been put on these haunts are like they're pioneers in this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you put on a haunted house for like once a year, man. Like it's not that. You got to have bigger ambitions and career goals.
Yeah.
I can spoil it if anybody wants to know.
Yeah, go
Please.
ahead. Fuck it.
Go ahead, Moss.
Okay. So Andrew Tully is the architect of the Abaddon Hotel, right?
Uh-huh.
And he worships Gozer the Destroyer.
Yeah. So in the second movie, you find out that he's been portraying himself as like this city council member as a ghost.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait.
But he's still sitting in on city council meetings as a ghost.
They're doing a TV show, like it's like Meet the Press kind of thing.
What?
So they're interviewing like this, like the city council member guy who is trying to stop the documentary from coming out.
Yeah.
And it's then Mitchell, who is the guy from the unseen guy from this movie.
Mitchell House LLC.
Yes.
And then the magician medium guy.
Is there too.
What is this franchise?
Fucking awesome.
The big twist at the, like, towards the end of the second one is, like, after they wrap filming that, like, everyone leaves and, like, a PA comes up to the interviewers, like, hey, like, councilman whatever just called, said sorry, he's late.
He got into a car accident.
Yeah, they're like, but he just left.
Yeah.
And then you find out that was Tully.
So he bailed House LLC.
It's so dumb.
So that's the second movie, right? And then the third movie, you get a conversation between Alex and Tully, but it's the financer of the Hell House.
The financer?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Did they take out a Pell House LLC grant?
So the company was basically going under.
Yeah.
And basically, like, Tully comes in and it's like, come do it here and I'll pay, like, I'll take care of everything.
Yeah.
I hear that all the time.
So it was Hell House LL free.
He's trying to, like, lure souls to the house and stuff. And then, yeah.
It's almost portrayed as like making a deal with the devil in that scene.
Okay.
But like with no context for Alex or any member of the Hell House crew. It's just like you recognize that this is the guy who played Tully in the last movie. And you're like, oh, okay.
Great.
You know what this franchise needs, since we've already got 5 entries, is what if they did a haunted house but for blind people and they can call it Braille House LLC? I wrote that down so long ago. Nathan's gone, by the way.
Sorry, I threw my headphones at the desk.
Could you imagine though, like a blind guy fucking haunted house just I'm sorry, that was dumb. We can move forward.
I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about lighting the motherfucker.
Yeah, you'd save so much money. Nathan might pass out.
Nathan is not okay.
Did you see the thing where Playboy back in the 80s or something like that put out a Braille copy?
Yep.
And then it cuts to like a dude reading it. He's like,
Oh,
damn.
Damn.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh, this girl's fine as Hell House LLC.
Oh, God.
Hell House. More like Nacho Belgrande House.
Thank you. What was that? I'm gonna just go ahead and throw this one out there. What was it? The Spice Girls one that I had?
That was so good.
That one was so sweaty.
It was terrible. They hired a couple of Spice Girls as scare actors. Call that Mel B and Mel C House Mel B C.
They're gutting the U.S. Postal Service, so I'm going to need to turn this Hell House into a mail house.
Okay, you know what?
Did you hear a guy got an apple shot off his head in the William Tell house?
Enough. We gotta move on. Oh, God. Hey, So anyway,
Wait, hang on, DC, real quick. Can we stop for a second? My computer's frozen. I need to fucking take.
You
it
need to
into
get
the
a Dell house.
I quit.
While he's gone, I got more. I'm going to pitch a sequel. So Tucker and Dale versus evil, the characters from that Tucker and Dale, versus the demons of Hell House.
Okay, is that it?
So it's Tucker and Dale House versus the Hell House.
God damn it.
Tucker and Dale House.
God damn it.
Tucker and Dale House versus Evil LLC.
I think Dustin had a Dragon Ball Z one too.
I don't remember. Who fucking cares?
It was the Cell game spot at the Cell House.
That one was so fucking good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, baby.
This is the closest I've ever seen Dustin to like just stopping a record.
Dustin, I have a major delay on my shit, by the way. I know we're having technical issues with Mally
Don't
stuff.
you fucking do it. Don't you do it. Whatever bit you're setting, no, don't fucking do it.
No, I know this is not a bit. Like, I didn't mean to click the babe wait thing. And it just,
It's fine.
but it was such a delay that yeah.
Well, you know what it is this whole House LLC, when people come in the first night, they're just like,
What's going on? Is this some sort of interactive theater art piece?
That's the third movie.
It's funny that you play that because that's the third movie.
oh boy.
Well, see, that's what's funny because that's the one I meant to hit, but it's such a
okay.
weird delay. Like, I can't. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, God.
Like, literally, Nathan, you'll love the third one because the third movie revolves around live theater being performed in the Hell House.
Oh boy.
Man.
It's not a scare house anymore.
I might have to see it.
Nathan quits acting because of this.
Hell House, more like Zell House, form of payment.
Well, now I'm laughing.
Yeah, that was good.
So, where the fuck were we?
This time next season, Nathan gets cast in Hell House 6.
So anyway.
So Paul has been killed.
We're at the part where the girl farts. Opens the portal to hell.
So there's like two separate sequences where they walk around the basement, find that the clowns have moved. Everybody gets in an argument.
Here's an idea. Stop sleeping here.
Right.
Go get a hotel,
Yeah.
not a Hell House hotel. Go get a regular hotel room and then work during the day.
With a cuck chair.
Get a real cuck chair. Get back to work during the day.
Yeah, because then when Alex and Sarah are sleeping, Paul will have somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Oh man, Paul creeping on them while she's in her underwear.
Oh, it sucks.
This guy, I'm so glad he's the first one to die.
Well, he's not, though.
He doesn't die. He just naps a lot.
I mean, I'm assuming based on the end of the movie, he's dead, and that's like a ghost possessing him or something.
He does cut his throat at the end. Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah, so he dies there.
Yeah.
But no, at one point, like, he notices that Sarah's been acting strange. She's like walking in the middle of the night and all this stuff, talking backwards. And his response is to tell the camera, Sarah's not looking good. She usually does.
God, this fucking guy.
Just like so shitty.
This fucking guy.
Dude, for a moment you thought of some kind of humanities like, oh, Sarah's not looking good. I'm kind of worried about her.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you thought was going to happen.
Right.
She usually keeps that shit tight.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
Well, anyway, earlier in the movie, he was like, oh, he's doing a confession. He's like, oh, Alex and Sarah, he's got a girl and he won't share her.
Oh, God, I forgot about that part.
I'm like, God, I hope this guy dies the most horrific death.
Yeah.
That was what the cuck chair was for.
God damn it. So I don't really have any notes up until the end of like the climax where
Those are my next notes is like, we're like, it's time for the opening night.
Mhm.
And I do kind of like the stuff where we're seeing the perspective of the YouTube video, but now from the handy cam footage as well.
Right.
Like Sarah, jumping into this one little corridor and being like, hey, so-and-so didn't show up. Something's going wrong. People are screaming downstairs. I can't get there.
Yeah, because Paul is there. He quits, but then he quote unquote comes back and he's just like not talking to anybody and he's just sleeping all day and things like that. So there's that aspect of it too.
This comes up every time I watch a found footage movie. If the idea is that they don't have a GoPro strapped to their head, but like, why the fuck is anyone still filming during the ending of this movie?
Why is anyone filming during the opening night too? Like just in the back hallways,
Right.
Like everyone is filming everything at all time. And we forgot to mention the girl Melissa. Her job in the haunt is basically at the end of the haunt in the basement. She's like chained up, scantily clad. And she's just supposed to be like screaming for help the whole time, even though there's seemingly no threat.
No, and it really upset me when they tie her up and then Mac is like, oh yeah, I didn't cut your shirt, and then like cuts her shirt open while she's like
Chained up and wearing it.
Yeah.
I don't care for that. Although I do think her screaming, "This is not part of the show," over and over again is effective.
That is genuinely the most upsetting part of the movie. But
Yeah.
so they open the doors and then, like shit almost immediately pops off. People start going through the house. And as they're going through the house, they go, through the hallways, through the bar area, and they end up downstairs. And immediately as we're watching the YouTube tour, the person that was filming the whole thing, he gets downstairs. They're like cutting into the other footage that we're just not seeing for the first time. We're like,
Joey takes off immediately.
Yeah.
dude, fuck Joey. He just dips immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, just bolts.
You be nice to my little goober goon.
The girl is screaming, "Please help me. This isn't part of the show." And then the people going through the tour are like, "Are you all right? What's going on?" And she goes, "No, I'm not all right. Please help me." And you can see in the background that there's these like robed figures approaching her slowly. There's like a pentagram drawn on the wall and everything.
Am I to understand the implication here is that people got pulled through the walls?
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on in this ending because it's so poorly filmed.
They're opening a portal to hell.
Okay.
More or less.
Because there's some cool stuff early on with like handprints that are like sort of sliding towards the wall and then stop.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't figure that out. 'Cause
Genuinely, I don't know how you saw that. I couldn't understand anything that was happening in this.
it's so hard to see the end of this movie. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Melissa, because in the director's cut, we know she gets like cut in half and like her bottom half like slumps down into this hole that goes to hell.
Right.
She does not get cut in half in the director's cut.
Well, I guess the way it's because I've only seen the clips of the scene.
She's just halfway in the hole already.
God, okay. Halfway in, halfway out. She's not committed to the hole. But in the theatrical version, or I guess
That old phrase.
I guess in the regular version of it, I was confused because she starts screaming, "Someone help me." Everyone freaks out and runs away. The cult approaches her.
Yeah.
And then like it's implied that like she just is gone, but then like I took a screenshot of it because I was confused. You see her just kind of still T-posing there.
There was one shot, and it could have just been because all the strobing and everything, but I was like, did she become a skeleton? Like I can't see shit.
I thought that too because I thought this was where she was chained up,
Yeah.
but it was over here. But I don't know. She's still there.
Yeah, this is where the extra shot in the director's cut is. She just falls into a hole.
You know what? We got to show Nathan this because I
Okay.
don't think he's prepared for what it looks like.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it.
Holy shit, full movie.
Well, no, yeah, this movie originally released like on YouTube for free, if memory serves.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Here, I'm just gonna cut to it. We're on the director's cut, so I'm assuming we'll get to it right here at the end
Okay.
because it is so fucking worth it.
Hi, I'm James A. Janice, and here's what happened to Melissa.
In fact, I think it is in his video. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like she just fucking rips one.
That was like a Sharknado effect.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll learn After Effects for the first time.
That's some video co-pilot shit in there.
That looks like the most viewed part of the movie too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Because no one else knew what the fuck was going on.
Moss, the effects in the climax of the third movie.
It's my favorite fucking thing.
Holy shit.
In the third movie, it turns into what seems like the beginning of a Dragon Ball Z fight.
Okay, I'm in.
But literally, it's just the first like grapple, and then it cuts away.
And then there's nothing.
Damn. What a fail house. So I don't have anything else. Until...
Go ahead and use your little red grading pen to cross that one off your list.
I sure did.
Okay.
I sure did.
Good shit.
So it cuts back and essentially like the interviewer that was interviewing Sarah is like, "So what actually happened?" She goes, "I don't know. It's unexplainable."
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "But I'm going to be up in my room, my hotel room here at the hotel. I'm going to be in 2C if you want to come talk to me later.
Uh-huh.
But you should go check out Hell House. You know, I know it's boarded up, but you should go in and check it out." And so Sarah leaves, and then the camera stays on, and it's interview lady. I don't know if we got her name. Diane. She's talking to her cameraman. She's like, "Why don't we go, check out Hell House?" He goes, "I'm not fucking going there." And I find it so distasteful that this place where real deaths happen. She goes, "What are you afraid of? Go?"
She does. Yeah.
She's fucking speed buggy here, and I'm just like, "What?
Poor kids.
You just finished talking to one of the victims of this thing, like." I don't know. But so she goes to the reception desk and she goes, "Hey, can you tell me if you saw this woman that just left? She said she's staying in room 2C." And the hotel clerk goes, "Oh, we don't have a 2C here."
Dun, dun, dun.
I would not put it past this movie to put that in there. But
I mean, they already fucking put the old Meow Mix theme all over the fucking movie.
I know, right? Ashley went, "No one named Sarah stayed here in over 50 years."
And so they do decide to go to Hell House. And then while they're going there, it cuts. There's a title card that pops up and it's like Mitchell, the footage catalogist, as they're going to Hell House, discovers this unearthed footage and like starts playing it. And it's a scene that shows that when everything was going down, Sarah managed to escape because all the people get killed that were part of it. Like, there's a guy that's hung in the attic.
That's Alex.
How hung is he?
He's pretty hung, man. He's hanging loose.
Hell yeah.
Damn, brother.
Hung House LLC.
He's hanged in the attic. Another person gets killed by cultists.
Yeah.
And then Sarah managed to get away, but she finds Paul, who, much like, what fucking movie is it that we did? It was another found footage movie where someone gets killed with the camera. Oh, it's 28 Weeks Later in the subway.
Oh, yeah.
That someone picks up a camera and beats someone to death with it.
But this is so poorly choreographed. Like it is. It's so hard to tell what's happening.
Yeah. So Paul beats her to death with the camera.
Like, is this supposed to be scary or sexy? I don't know.
Both skexy. And so
is that where they got the name for Dark Crystal?
And so Paul picks up a piece of glass and cuts himself, so he's dead.
Yeah.
And so it's implied that Sarah's been dead all along.
Dun 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 dun.
Ooh. So it cuts back to Diane and her cameraman breaking into Hell House.
This is the part that made me laugh so hard because she's not saying full sentences and she's reacting to things she wasn't there for earlier. Mm-hmm. You know, like she's pointing at things and then we get a little flashback footage. And at one point she goes, "This is the wall where the strobe light, remember where get that shit. Look, like that's that's all of her dialogue."
Yeah. Mally, do you want to explain what happens here at the end?
No, I'm good.
I got this.
Okay, go ahead, Moss.
I mean, I was actually going to, but Moss, go ahead, bud.
You want to tag team this?
Nope.
All right. So Michelle very rudely calls her cameraman a pussy.
Diane, right?
Diane.
Oh my God.
I think you're thinking of Mitchell.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelle House LLC over
here. Oh, that was the Full House spinoff.
Yeah. Why have we not made a Full House LLC show yet? Oh, man.
God. Thank you, JT.
Thank you.
What the fuck was that?
It's Full House, man.
Okay.
Everywhere you look.
Diane is very rude to the cameraman, calls him a pussy, and he's like, "I'm not going up there."
He says, "No, I don't give a shit," which is really funny.
Yeah.
But then he still does it.
Yep.
So he follows Diane up the stairs.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mama didn't raise no bitch, you know?
Yeah, he should have been a bitch in this scenario.
Certain situations, just be a bitch.
Yes, absolutely.
Moral of this podcast.
Absolutely. So Diane finds the door that says 2C, and she's like, "Is this it?" And it's like, it's supposed to be this grand fucking mystery, and it's like, yeah, that's 2C.
I mean, it's supposed to be like a reveal for the audience, but she literally looks at the camera and goes, "That's what she said." Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like, you guys remember?
Like 30 seconds ago.
Also, just weird note about this hotel: the locks are on the outside of the doors.
I hated that. Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Oh, it's a big cuck experience.
Full cuck rooms.
2 men enter. JK, only 1 man enters.
Well, they both enter, just in different ways.
Yeah, it's just only 1 man enters the other man.
That's not how cucking works.
You're right. Go ahead, Moss.
Okay.
Situational, Moss. Situational, bud.
Fair.
No, explain that before you continue.
Why are we assuming one of the guys is the cuck?
Okay, fair.
It's 2025, baby. Open your mind.
Fair.
Respect.
Okay. Diane goes into the room, sees Sarah sitting despondently.
Yeah,
some good vocab there.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you, buddy.
I love that we have our guest doing the job of the host.
Moss used to speak at Spell House.
All right. Enough of this.
This is our dumbest episode we've ever done.
I hate it, and I can't wait to re-listen to it.
How else was this going to get to an hour and 30 minutes?
How else LLC?
Okay. So Diane's like, "Sarah, are you okay?" And then Sarah turns around, face is all bloodied. Looks like she did in the clip that we saw that Mitchell watched.
Objectively not okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's not okay. Not okay. And Diane's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then the cultists show up and they get attacked, and similar to how Paul was attacked earlier, camera like cuts to static.
Yeah.
that's the movie.
Yeah, it just sort of ends. The camera drops to the floor.
Yeah.
Much like most found footage horror movies, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, someone throw the camera up in the air or something for once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. And yeah, that really is the end of the movie. So Sarah has apparently been dead all along. And I don't know. I would like to think that the sequels would kind of explain a little bit of this better, but it sounds like they just kind of go off and fuck off and do their own thing.
I think they explain it a decent enough.
Okay, so she's literally just a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way it works is like Tully has control of them. Like they're not themselves.
Yeah.
I know that's his name, but I am just thinking about the fucking Charlize Theron movie.
Yeah, me too.
The whole time. And I'm like, was it Mackenzie Davis? Is that who it is?
Right.
Well, it's funny because she's in the third one where I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Halt and Catch Fire, House LLC.
That one has a twist too.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally does have a twist. That was a good movie.
It's all right.
Moss, should we give him a rundown of 2, 3, and Origins?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh, boy.
Well, honestly, I think I kind of want to watch them.
Then fucking hop off then, JT. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Come on, we gotta ruin this for listeners.
Okay, you know what? Go for it.
Seeing that red pen come out.
Go ahead, Moss. You can do 2 all week. And yeah. Because two's pointless. So it's, I mean, we already kind of explained 2.
We gave most of the beats of 2.
Yeah.
2 does have a good scare
Which one?
where the magician just like ends up hanging himself.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Yeah, the magician and his assistant get killed quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the framing of 2's the same, like the investigative journalist girl is getting interviewed. She's like, you've been missing for 4 days.
Yeah.
Everyone else like is disappeared, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, you find out she's dead too and trying to lure more people to the house.
Yeah.
She's dead as well, House.
Yes.
I see you like lipping over the finish line. He's fucking
I'm so tired.
So yeah, the second one, everyone dies and it's a pointless fucking movie. Complete doesn't offer much more new besides that Tolly's the cult leader and he's trying to open a portal to hell and it's bullshit.
Yes.
Okay.
The third one, Moss, this is going to be fun to talk about.
Yeah, the third one is the funniest out of any of them.
Okay.
It's so fucking funny. So it's based around this kind of tech bro guy.
No, he's a wine guy.
Well,
he makes wine.
He was a tech billionaire first.
Then he gets into wine.
Then he decides to start his own wine company, and there's a running joke throughout the whole movie about how terrible the wine is.
Yeah.
And he runs into Anastasia in the hardware store. I got it. Okay.
And he decides he's had a dream of doing his version of Faust.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he decides to do that in the Abaddon Hotel.
So he's basically doing Sleep No More, but with ghosts.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And Mosk, you take it from there, bud.
I think the third one has the best scare with the clown.
Yeah.
Because one of the actors like goes down into the basement and kisses the clown.
Same.
And he kisses back.
No, she kisses one of the clowns, and the clown that we've seen throughout the whole series turns his head to look at her while she's doing it.
And then like as she's like backing out slowly, it just kind of like follows her.
Yeah.
It's actually really effective.
Yeah.
Does he do the?
No, none of that.
I wish.
That would have been funnier.
Is he in a chair of the cook variety?
None of that.
And then the big twist in the third one is that, so at one point in, like, they kind of mention it throughout that this tech billionaire had like a big car accident or something a few years ago, and he had been a little different ever since then. And so it's implied that he died and was brought back almost as an angelic. Oh yeah, Nathan had to put his glasses on. He's focused in.
I'm really, my eyes are getting tired.
He's like Jesus of the Hell House franchise.
Basically, he was brought back as like an angelic presence
Angel House
LLC.
to stop the evil of Tully and his cult. And so the movie ends in the middle of his reenactment of Faust or whatever, him running down to the basement as Tully's opening the portal, and they like grapple for a second, and then the whole place burns down.
Yeah, but before that, all the cultists kill everybody that's in there.
Yes.
I am exhausted.
And then
This is exhausting.
Yeah, what happens in prequel House?
Hang on. All of the dead people from the third one are brought back. They're revived.
Oh.
And then the people from the first movie are brought back as ghosts
What?
they can't leave the house, but they're not evil.
Oh, that sucks.
And then like the ghost of this tech bro explains it to him. He's like, hey, you're ghost now. You can't leave, but like you're ghost, so it's cool.
Yeah.
And they're like,
we got Parcheesi in the basement.
all right, fuck it. We'll go to the bar.
Bar house.
And so then they just go
It's an ale house.
Ghost bar house.
Ale House LLC.
Paul hasn't changed either.
Yeah, Paul hasn't changed. He's the same as he was living as he is a ghost. He's just like, okay, well, I'm a ghost now. I'm going to go to the bar.
Yep.
Hold on.
And then the fourth movie.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, the origin. You said the origin is the best one, right?
Yeah.
The third movie sounds like Wishmaster 4.
Yeah.
It's like Angels and Demons.
Oh, no. To be clear, the third one is called Hell House LLC.
The Prophecy Fulfill House LLC.
Lake of Fire.
Yeah.
Incorporated.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can we hold off on the origin ones? Because if that's the best one, I might watch that one.
Yes.
It has the best scare in the whole franchise.
It does, but also the fourth one has a massive retcon that they just don't address.
Yeah.
Wow, would not expect that from this franchise. I thought the integrity of the storytelling was held to a higher standard.
Paul is actually a nice guy.
Yeah.
Maybe in some sense.
Oh, God. I have some ideas of what they could do with Hell House now that it's like been, fortified and condemned and everything. They should reopen it, maybe make it a gay club, call it Male House.
Hell yeah.
They can make it into like a health facility that sells smoothies, call it Kale House. I'm just crossing off my list here.
Is that what you were doing this whole time? You were writing shit down? I thought you were just dissociating.
Oh, both. I was doing a little column A, a little column B.
Or, wait, they could open it as a sex club and call it Nail House.
There you go. See? Or a hardware store if we really want to go.
Oh, that too.
Either way.
Well, or both. You could cross those streams.
A Ninja Dojo for Psy users, call it Raphael House.
That's the one. That's the one.
Guys, I think the audience has had enough of their fill of this bit. I think they've been Quail House. Let's get over to Prop Cop. If you're still listening and this is your first time tuning in, bravo. Keep going.
That joke's so bad, they need to arrest you and send you to jailhouse.
If you've marathoned this episode, keep going. We're almost there. But Prop Cop is where we're going to look at all of the props in the movie House LLC. This specific one.
Yeah, just this one.
None of the bit versions we did.
Did you say Heil House? You fucking racist.
Oh, boy.
No, I said Roman Salute House. But Prop Cop is where we're going to take one prop each from the movie for ourselves.
Like, why do you have to remind me that the real world exists outside of these recordings?
I'm sorry. But yeah, Bally, this is your pick. What prop do you want from Hell House?
Man, you know I can't resist a piano.
Old piano.
Yeah.
It's good.
Hell yeah.
Shit's out of tune as fuck.
It sure is. Moss, what about you?
I'm still debating between. I have two right now.
Take them both, buddy. Fuck it. You're our guest.
Okay, fine. My prop is Joey's real eyeball.
You're gonna start with that.
Wait, pause. Is it still attached to him?
No. I took it out. Took it off.
Okay.
Took it off his body. We're good.
Got it.
Pre or post him hanging himself?
Post.
Gotcha.
Obviously,
Okay.
I got to get it from the corpse.
Yeah, you're like the butcher from Midnight Meat Train. You
That's
kill him
right.
and then you take his body parts.
Right.
You got to get it while it's still Fresh House LLC.
We're not even rhyming anymore. What are we doing?
Hey, it's more like Hell House LLC, am I right?
There you go. There you go.
With how bad these jokes are getting. Full circle.
Okay, and then a close second, and it's Alex's vest.
Okay.
Oh, it's a good vest.
All right.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
It's a good vest. He dies in that vest.
He
That's a
does.
good vest to die in.
It's a death vest.
I actually am picking between two as well, but I think I got to go with my heart here. When Tony, who's like the security guy, when he's showing off his security monitors, he has a lanyard on the wall that just says "I heart zombies."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck it, I'll take that.
Nice.
Why not?"
Pretty good.
JT,
At the bar, in the bar scene, there's the Nighthawks painting,
Yeah.
which seems like a painting that makes itself known to me at some different points. Like I see it everywhere, but
sure.
so yeah, I'll take that.
Nice.
Right, we should mention too, JT is also sick, and he just told us beforehand, he's like, I'm not going to talk until the end of the episode. This is boy been yapping up a storm.
He's doing his best. He's doing his best.
I'm sorry.
I know, and he won't shut the fuck up.
I feel like how y'all's Mike Ehrmantraut impressions sound.
Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to Hell House LLC. You gotta get in line.
You're gonna hire a guy who can pull his own eyeball out. Now, don't worry. You're gonna put a Halloween mask on him so you can't see it.
What did I start? I'm sorry.
Look what you started.
That was pretty good.
All right, speaking of doing bits, let's get over to bit part.
Do I not get a prop?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? For that impression, I should maybe rescind your prop.
All right, well, here's what I want from the set.
Yeah, what does Mike Ehrmantraut want as a prop?
At one point early on in the film, there's a newspaper that says "A Real Hell House" on the headline. I thought that was funny.
All right, Mike. By the way, how you been doing since you got shot and died by the lake?
Dead as Hell House.
There you go. All right.
He's the Sarah of this franchise.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
I'm in a better place now. Don't even worry about it.
God damn it. I gotta do it. Mike Ehrmantraut House LLC.
There you go.
The Trout House.
Trout House.
Well, Mike, can you have Nathan rejoin us for the episode?
Yeah. Get in here, asshole.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I also want the newspaper Mike took.
Gotcha.
We're grown men.
Speaking of bits, let's get over to bit part.
The dog walked itself home, ate a pizza, and took a nap.
That's another deleted scene for this movie where they're doing the documentary at the beginning.
Oh, it's so good. Yes.
The news footage. So bit part is there's a bunch of extras in this movie, smaller characters, typically that don't have a name or that don't even have dialogue sometimes. And we're going to fantasy cast ourselves into the movie. So what is a bit part that we should play, fellas? Moss, I'll give you first dibs. Who is a character that you would like to play?
Ooh.
Taking this seriously.
I think I'm going to go one of the cultists.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah, that'll be mine too. I mean, put me in a black robe and let's get culty, boys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean, I guess that's the obvious reason why we're doing this episode, right? Is cult shit. I should have figured that out sooner.
I love cult shit.
Absolutely.
Predictable House LLC.
Again, we're not even rhyming anymore. We're just giving up.
I don't know. Nathan he tried to make that rhyme. You know, he T-pained it, Mansion, Wisconsin.
There you go.
Predictable.
Honestly, things I did not expect Nathan to have a T-Pain impression, like locked and loaded.
Just raw auto-tune.
Did not expect you to have that one in your bag of tricks.
Nathan, who do you want to be?
I want to be the mysterious bartender actor that's never introduced and disappears after the first scene.
Yep.
You just want an acting gig.
Truly, pay me, please, motherfuckers.
That guy had big Nathan energy for sure.
They didn't pay anybody.
That's fair.
I actually wrote that down too, and then my only other one here, I'm going to see if JT took it or not. JT, who do you want to be?
Well, I was trying to think about, does the clown count?
Yeah.
He has no lines, no name, and he's kind of a scamp.
He is a bit of a scamp.
He is a bit of a scam, absolutely.
Scamp House LLC.
Do you think he loves his wife?
Oh, yeah.
I think he might. I mean, maybe since the divorce, it'd be a different question, but you got to talk to him about that.
Damn, are you guys sure you haven't seen the sequels to this? Goddamn.
That's the origins. Is what's that? What we got to give that clown a name? I mean, we can call him Carl after Carl Having.
I like that.
Hell House LLC, Carl's divorce. But yeah, I chose Mitchell, the faceless cameraman that has no lines of dialogue. That's who I'll be in the movie.
Oh, don't worry. You get a face and lines in the sequel.
Hell yeah.
And apparently I'm handsome in the sequel. Hell yeah.
You a good looking dude. Yeah,
You're a good-looking dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to do it, fellas. We got to talk about it. What is the silver lining to Hell House LLC? Nathan, you have your hand raised so politely. I'm assuming you'd like to go first.
Yes, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Paul's dead.
Yeah.
It's a very Mally answer, but
The final Friday.
Hell yeah. No, that's absolutely it. If any of these characters deserved it.
I wish the new movie was literally called Paul's Dead, like the new Hell House or something like that. It'd be so good.
Well, Moss, do you have a silver lining for us?
Yes. Here we go. Last bit of the episode for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to drive this shit into the ground.
Oh, no.
Hell House, more like Yell House.
That's your silver lining.
I asked what your silver lining was, Moss.
Also, I like this movie.
Okay.
That's the silver lining? You like it?
Yeah, I like this movie, despite... Oh my God, Ale, turn your fucking phone off.
What is going on? This episode's falling apart quicker than Hell House LLC.
Just to be clear, he does love his wife.
What is going on? I think this movie broke us. I think we're done.
I think the hierarchy of guests understanding silver linings. Moss is tied with Kobe and Hauser.
You want a real one?
Yeah.
We're not doing bingo for you.
Okay. My silver lining of this episode is like maybe don't get involved with the haunted house that was owned by a weird religious cult member. Close enough?
You know what? Sure.
Not really.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's fine. We'll move.
I think more silver linings should be, here's what I would have done.
See, if I was in this movie, it wouldn't have went down like that. That's
Joey, the Mark Wahlberg of the Hell House crew.
Oh, gosh.
I wrote down that, the fact that we're seeing this documentary means that we now know what happened at Hell House. Mystery solved.
There you go. I like that.
They try to say it's unexplainable, but it is explainable. Shit happened.
Well, they made fucking 3 more movies after it.
But the mystery is solved.
I'll throw one more out. Diane tried to exploit these tragedies, and she doesn't get to do that. Yeah.
She got what she fucking deserved, as our best poet says.
The Smoker too.
Mally, what's your silver lining?
The guests that made it through before everything happened probably got their money worth.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what? They will never be able to say that haunted house was not worth the money.
Yeah.
JT, do you got one for us?
Mine kind of ties in with Mally. Mine was the house leading up to that point was pretty rad.
Yeah.
I mean, the hype for it, that line was long. Marketing was great.
Well,
it was a hit. You know what I mean?
Was the marketing great? Because they show us themselves filming a commercial for it.
Oh my
I forgot about
God.
that part.
I don't know what that commercial was.
That's like the Ghostbusters commercial too.
I'm going to amend my silver lining.
Well, you'd love to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay. The people who died in this movie were kind of bad people.
All right.
Everybody else that was a guest there seemed to get out, except the people in the basement. But
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd say they said like 13 guests died.
but you see in the sequel, they don't show those guests as people that are ghosts.
True.
So I think they got to move on after they died here.
I like
All right.
that.
Well, no, hang on. Moss, in the second one, you do see one of the dead guests as a ghost. Remember the hitchhiking girl?
We don't take sequels into account when it comes to silver linings for movies.
If we're just basing it off of this
movie.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take it.
Thank you.
Sure. We needed it. So, well, let's say this. If our silver linings didn't help and the movie left you so fucking terrified that you didn't want to leave, but you got your remote in your hand, you want to put on another movie, we're going to give you a pick-me-up, our double feature.
I have 2, so can I go first and last?
Sure, why not? Okay, so the pick-me-up, if you're new to the show, is, just as I said, if you watch this movie and you need something else to balance things out, we're going to give you our suggestions for what to watch afterwards. Mally, go ahead and give us your first pick then.
Casper.
There you
All
go.
right, that's dope. Okay.
Can I keep you? The rest.
Etc. I wrote down, if you want more clowns, but like fun ones, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Nathan?
So I don't know if it's obvious from the fact that I've mentioned it 3 times in this recording, but go watch Ghostbusters. I watched it the next morning after watching this and had a hell of a great time. It's so fun.
Hell yeah.
Also, if you want to see something that I think is scarier, but is very similarly produced and go check out 1992's Ghost Watch, which is a fake, it's a mockumentary produced for the BBC that I think is genuinely super unsettling.
That one's good.
It's so good.
All right. JT, what about you?
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Hell yeah.
buddy.
Hell yeah.
All right.
That's real good.
Moss?
This is out of left field, but Paddington in Peru.
Okay.
Fuck yes, bro. Hell yeah.
If you want a vibe shift, sure.
Yeah, this is a little bleak movie, and then
Fucking love Paddington, son.
I actually have a good one too I want to throw out as just an alternative to buy. But if you want another documentary style dark movie that deals with creatures of fantasy, What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I think would be a good pairing with this thing.
that's a good one.
And then Mally, what's your second one?
Just to really drive the bit into the ground.
Oh, boy.
No.
Big Mama's House LLC.
I can't even be mad at that. You're right.
That fucking wins.
You're right. God. Nathan is out of control this episode. I'll tell you one thing.
I'm having a real good time.
Well, let's say this. Let's say we do this with every horror movie that we cover on the show. We got to talk about it, even though I'd say it's a little difficult for this movie. But what is the best kill of the movie? Now, the reason I say it's a little bit difficult is because most kills happen either off screen or so quick and blurred and shaky cam footage that it's hard to almost tell what happens.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just seeing Paul kill himself because I was like, fucking finally, I get to see this happen. And mostly on camera, I will say that. So Paul's got my vote. Fellas, what do you think?
I'm going to say, and again, we don't technically see it, but there's no way it didn't happen. And because this is a real fear of mine, because crowds terrify me.
Oh, yeah.
Someone got trampled to death.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
I do think that's the scariest moment in the movie is
Yeah.
that early shot of everyone coming up the stairs.
Yeah,
Sure.
very effective.
I got to give it up for Melissa getting exploded in the director's cut.
Yeah. Shit's rock and roll as fuck. And then lastly, fellas, do we recommend Hell House Limited Liability Company?
Absolutely.
You know, before we recorded this episode, I was like really on the fence. But if you can somehow watch this movie and then have the exact same conversation we just had, yes.
I might be coming around, fellas. This might be a 3-star movie with a 3-star execution.
Hell yeah, brother.
This might be my favorite movie now.
We got him on our side.
We got him, Moss. Woo! Moss, we fucking did it, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I feel like my genuine response is after having seen it, I was like, man, I would just much rather be watching The Blair Witch, which is not a thing I say often because that movie is, for long stretches of time, very boring. But I do feel like it's executing at a better level. It was obviously the original in terms of that kind of thing. And I feel like this is mostly a copy and paste from it. But again, if you take it for what it is, which is a super low budget thing that these people just pulled together and got made.
Yeah.
At least watch it to give them some residuals is what I would say.
A big takeaway I had from watching this was, man, I'd love to make one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
even though it wasn't 100% my cup of tea, I was like, that would, I mean, I don't know. I always have a soft spot for like, gosh darn it, they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, coming next year, the Silver Linings Playlist presents a fucking shitty found footage footage movie starring Nathan.
Get some berries.
Yeah.
We're going to be grabbing some twigs.
Getting some mushrooms.
It's just an artsy short film of Nathan picking berries in the woods.
I'm into it.
LLC.
LLC. I'd watch that.
We should probably go incorporated for tax purposes, but that's just me.
You're absolutely right. So that's Hell House LLC from 2015. If you want more of our show, there's a back catalog with nearly 200 episodes for us to listen to. And if you want more of our show, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/silverliningsplaylist. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about that more in just a second. But if you haven't already, subscribe, rate, leave feedback wherever it is you're listening to us. If you want to, you can follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, all the big social media places except for, the ones run by Nazis.
Hey.
If you want to, you can check out our subreddit at reddit.com/r/silverliningsplaylist. Our website, which is TSLPpodcast.com. If you've got a bit part suggestion, you can email us at the silverliningsplaylist@gmail.com or use the contact us form on our website. And yeah, our Patreon that I mentioned, it's only $1 a month with a 7-day free trial. And by the time this episode comes out, Nathan, we will be starting in a mere 5 days, the first entry into our new series, our new limited series. Now the show, guys, is over.
That's right.
The Secret of the Dudes, where every episode we're talking Ninja Turtles in order, movies and TV, and yes, the concert tour.
Hell
we're doing
yeah.
it all.
Radical.
That's going to take us all the way through the end of the year, so you don't want to miss that.
Go Ninja, go.
Absolutely.
And one other final bit of business here.
Turtle House.
If you haven't already heard, we're giving you, the listener, the opportunity to pick our 200th episode from a variety of picks that we have hand-selected. Your choices are 2001: A Space Odyssey, Back to the Future Part 2, or Halloween Resurrection.
What I'm really enjoying is that folks on the Patreon have got us dead to rights.
Yep.
They know exactly who picked which fucking movie.
Yes, they sure fucking do.
Do they really?
They really
absolutely.
do.
Hell
absolutely.
Yeah. And if you are a Patreon member, you do get 10 votes for your one single vote. They count as 10. So if you are thinking about trying out that Patreon, again, 7-day free trial and only $1 a month after that. And there's a ton of bonus stuff up there you can get.
So many boners.
Oh, including that audiobook Nathan did.
Oh, yeah, the 50 Shades of Grey read. Yeah. You got to find it, though. It's buried in there deep. You got to find it.
I might have to do that.
And then, if you want to actually leave a vote for what you want us to cover, go check out any of our social media pages. And it should be pinned up at the top on our YouTube, on our Blue Sky, whatever. There's a video about our 200th episode. Just leave a comment.
Should be. Might not be. We don't know.
It might not be. I don't know how these websites are functioning nowadays. But the poll ends March 15th. We'll let you know who the winner is on our 199th episode on March 31st. Moss, thank you so much for joining us for Hell House LLC.
God bless you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Hell yeah.
Because this was an episode that was like, we'll be in and out of this thing in 60 minutes. And now it's somehow longer than House and the Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah.
I cannot believe this.
Oh, my God.
Guys, I was on The Flash for 3 hours.
Well, to be fair, I mean, if you cut out Nathan's fucking gasping laughing, I mean, we can trim this motherfucker by 30, 40 minutes.
If you can cure my asthma, motherfucker. Go ahead.
I wouldn't cut any of it for the world, Nathan. And then speaking of that, you actually going to give us one last little bit of business here.
Oh, sure.
First, you're going to tell us off, and then you're going to give us a clue for what we're talking about next week.
That's right. Next week's movie is so insane that I had to invite my own dreamer girl on to talk about it.
Oh, yes. Oh, I cannot wait. I've already done my rewatch. And I tell you what, 5-star movie, right? I can't wait.
Oh my God, I have a joke I want to make, but it'll spoil what we're doing.
Oh. Can I call out one last little bit of business here, fellas, before we go?
Please, please.
Because 3 of you on this call may call me out for this, but I think I have a big go. I want to go over this and see if you guys think this is real or not, okay?
Uh-huh.
So, Mally, you're not privy to this, but we decided to play a game on this episode called Mally Bingo, where we decided if one of us gets one of these 3 things that you say throughout the episode, we win the bingo. And I think I might have got it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I'm going to run it down real quick. So, I'm pretty sure I got a shut the fuck up, Dustin, earlier. So that's one for me.
Fantastic.
And then I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the episode, I think you've referred to one of us as the Paul of the podcast.
I missed that.
Yep, that was JT. Yep,
there you
for
go.
sure.
There you go. And then the last one, this one's the one that's debatable. But when we talked about why you picked this movie, you did talk about you had a future episode that you could put on the podcast that would be like almost like a revenge for us. Because the actual thing says I picked this movie because I knew it would upset Nathan/Dustin, which I don't know if that one counts for this one, but it may count for a future episode. Is that bingo or no?
No. Close.
Bingo.
Nah. That third one doesn't count.
I don't think so.
If it's a bingo, I also got a bingo.
Oh.
Maybe we'll get this on the next episode or in a future one. Who knows? Maybe we'll get there. But oh well. Anyways, thank you all for listening.
I love this game.
No, it's fun. I knew you'd like it.
Tune in next week where we're talking about Dreamer Girls. We're also going to find out what a definition of an uncle is.
That's right.
Which I'm very excited about. Not a stunkle. We're not doing Halloween Ends here. We're going full-blooded thing here.
Yeah.
Recipes of oatmeal. And as always, I'm a master of oils.
Gross.
This is a limited edition Braille Playboy from 1977.
Damn. Jesus Christ, that was a long one. Anyway, if you're still here, thanks for listening. And remember, you can always check out our back catalog for over 100 episodes of the show. Like, subscribe, and leave feedback if you want. And tune in next week for another one. Laters.